Welcome to another Good e-Reader review video. My name is Michael.
This is Peter.
Today we're going to check out the BeBook Pure, and we're proud to be the first North American website to review this. You're looking at about £69 to purchase this, so versus a lot of other e-readers on the market, it's very cost effective, and this is the first e-reader that BeBook has released since it was purchased by the Bass Group in January of this year. It's 800 by 600, and it's a 6-inch e-ink Visplex display, 4 gigs of internal memory. It lasts about a good solid month of constant use, and it just takes a few hours to fully charge up. It reads EPUB, PDF, and FB2, and as well as DRM versions of EPUB and PDF. So what this means is that you can actually purchase ebooks from Barnes & Noble, Kobo, and other companies, and then use Adobe Digital Editions to transfer the content right to the device. There is no Wi-Fi or anything like this. It's not touchscreen. It's a fairly basic e-reader, but it's geared towards people that want more buttons and manual page turn buttons as opposed to like a fully touchscreen experience. You can see here this is the main home screen. It's fairly basic. What I do like though is the settings menu. This is sort of like your gateway to everything that comes on the device. So you can see it's very bright, bubbly, very easy to read, very easy to interact with. Peter here is going to give you the full 360 of it, and then we're going to show you what the ebook experience is like, the newspaper experience, and dive into some of the semantics of the BeBook Pure.
Alright, so just looking at the BeBook from the front, very simplistic, as Michael said. No touchscreen, no audio, no wireless connectivity, no internet. Very simplistic device. We have a home button, a more button, up, down, left, right navigation with enter in the center, back button, and keyboard kind of pull-up button. Other buttons are page turn left, page turn right. Features a hard kind of rubber front end backing for pretty good grip. It's a very light device, and it's a very thin device, mind you. I believe they advertise it as one of the thinnest in the world for e-readers. I believe the Wexler Flex 1 is thinner at the screen portion, but then there's a huge chunk for the actual circuit boards and stuff. So I think this one has it beat. On the back, once again, that hard rubber backing. The only thing on the back is this hard reset button with, you have to push a pin and that'll do a hard reset on it. And we did find that when we loaded a bunch of the content on here, it did freeze 2 or 3 times, so we had to utilize this right out of the box. This looks to be a clip that you put the case, that the case locks onto, because it doesn't really serve any other purpose. There's nothing on the right, nothing on the left, and everything kind of happens up top here. We have case clips on either side. We also have a power button, LED indicator light, micro SD card expandable up to 16 gigabytes, micro USB in. This is pretty much the only way you can charge or transfer data to this device, be it books or pictures or magazines or anything, because there is no Wi-Fi.
Okay, so this e-reader is pretty well for entry-level users to mid-level range users of e-readers. So if you're looking to buy a device for the first time, this may be something that you may want to take a serious look at. Being the menu here, you can check out bookmarks, so you can make bookmarks actually in PDF or EPUB books and then save them, so you could easily see what books you've bookmarked. So you bookmark page 46, you go to bookmarks and you can go right back to page 46 of a particular book. Explorer is mainly like a file explorer. Search ebooks allows you to search by like specific titles and things like that. Pictures gives you a chance to check out e-ink pictures. Nothing is preloaded on the device. Settings will give you the firmware versions and a little few things. You can see here there's really nothing complex here. Setting the date and the time, firmware version. You can factory format it if you're going to sell it. DRM authorization info is mainly with Adobe Digital Edition, so once you register it, your username or email address should appear. If you hit settings, is anything popping up? Doesn't look like it. So there really isn't a lot of settings here for you to interact with. It's pretty well like a dedicated e-reading device. So let's check out some of the things here. We're going to check out Ghost of a Chance. And this is a book that came preloaded on a device. It looks like this is a newspaper that you loaded up.
There we go.
Okay, so this is the default view. How's the page turns look?
Pretty quick. You do get the black refresh every single time, and we've seen on the Sony PRS-T2, actually when you turn pages on that, I don't think the black refresh ever shows up. So this one still falls victim to that.
Okay, so what about augmenting the experience? This is something that a lot of users want a little bit more control. So you can check a table of contents, go to specific pages, but what we're more concerned about is font sizes, margins, and rotating the screen.
So it doesn't seem that it updates live. Let's just try clicking on XL here. Yeah, as I kind of suspected, it does kind of take you out of it every single time. We've seen devices like the Barnes & Noble and the Amazon Kindle and the Sony. They update live when you go to select which size you want, but in this case it cancels out, loads, refreshes, and then takes you out of the menu altogether. So not a big fan of that, but it's not going to make or break the decision to get this unit. It is still you are able to change the sizes in looks to be 8 different font sizes.
Not too bad. So let's check out margins and how we can change that experience with. So you can see it centerizes the text. Pretty well what fonts and margins on the BeBook Pure allow you to do is pretty well just like customize your experience. If you don't have the greatest eyesight in the world, you may want to boost up the fonts. If you want to read it in different things, you can try doing the auto flip. Let's check that out. So you can make it so the pages will automatically churn. So if you want more of a hands-off approach, I think this is cool. There isn't a lot of other e-readers I think that we've ever reviewed really that had the auto flip option. So I don't know if anybody would actually use it, but if you have it like propped up like in a case or like a stand that has that's standing up, you may want to do that. Let's check out rotate screen and check out the different orientations possibly that we can do with it. So like most e-readers like the Kindle, the Sony PRS-T2, they don't have built-in accelerometer and gyroscopes. It's pretty well relegated to being software dependent. So you could change the page turns up here and things like that. It'll pretty well go a full 360. So if you're left-handed, you may want this on the left-hand side, so you can keep on flipping it to. You're basically holding the device upside down. So not a ton of options because it's not touchscreen. It doesn't seem like it's allowing you to take like notes and annotations and stuff like that.
Most you can probably do is add a bookmark.
Yeah, add to favorites. You can click on, maybe let's go to a book. We added it to our bookmarks. You can see some of the info here. Not a whole lot of info, but at least it tells you a little something. Let's check out what the PDF experience is like. I found that the BeBook Pure actually does a better job with PDFs than actually the Sony PRS-T2 did. And that's saying a lot considering that Sony has often led the pack. This is more or less a newspaper. What you can actually do is change the font size, and that will actually change the size of the font. You can see we have reflow on. Let's just turn it off to show you what it looked like when we originally fired this up for the first time. As you can see, totally unreadable. I mean, I have good vision. I've eaten a lot of carrots in my day, so I pride myself on being able to read small text. I can't read that. But if we turn reflow on, it becomes incrementally easier. Check that out. And if you hit the page turn keys, you're basically going down. This makes newspapers, especially that have multi-columns, a little bit easier to read. Now, there isn't really a lot of options here to do 2 columns, 3 columns, and things like that, but you can rotate the screen like we did show you. You can change the margins in PDF, and you can actually change the font sizes as well. So I like this. I think that the strongest thing that the BeBook Pure has going for it is its versatility with handling PDFs. The one drawback that I did notice is the bigger the PDF file, the longer it takes for the book to be properly loaded. We loaded a 20 meg Dungeons Master Guide. Waited about 30 minutes and it still didn't index properly. And so if you were reading really big files, you're going to have to wait a long time for once you plug it into your computer and transfer it to the BeBook Pure via the micro USB, just using Windows Explorer. It does take a long time. We will show you other options via Calibre and other programs like that to make it a little bit more seamless